Very, very nice compliment.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Well, to say that for me, and I know for Phil, to be here is huge. And the reason it's huge is because, believe it or not, for over 50 years now, as Jack had given a little history about the USS Liberty, which many people refer to as what happened as an incident or an event or even an attack. The proper word is massacre. If you've studied the USS Liberty, the history of it, and what happened that day, massacre is the only appropriate word. As Jack said, I served in the Navy on the USS Skate, SSN 578, which was, because they dismantled it, a nuclear fast attack sub. Can I, by a show of hands, how many Navy guys we got out here? Raise your hand. I don't want to. Well, there's two kinds of subs. There are fast attack subs, which are hunter-killers. They patrol the waters around the world, and their job is to kill surface ships. And for a sub, that's not very hard. Their other job is to spy. The other type of sub is a ballistic sub, and they sit on the bottom of the ocean for 6 months waiting for the signal from the president to launch their missiles. And as I've said before, I hope that doesn't happen with North Korea, but that is probably the most likely method of delivery. And I'm sure there are at least a few subs waiting for that. Hopefully, like I said, it doesn't happen. But how many folks have heard of the USS Liberty before? A good number. I know that one of the patriots that's a member of your fine organization, Bryce Lockwood, he's not here this year. He told me he wasn't coming unless I'm wrong and he's here, but he has attempted to spread the truth about the Liberty. The reason that this is very significant is because the USS Liberty story has never had an audience as mainstream or large or significant as you. And the reason is because they have not been allowed to tell the story of the USS Liberty. And there are a lot of reasons why. But the main reason is that their own government, and I don't have to go into the story because most of you all know it, but our own government has put a lid on the story of the Liberty, claiming it was a case of mistaken identity. A few bullets is a case of mistaken identity, not 5,000 armor-piercing shells in the skin of the ship, and not over 1,000 cannon and rocket holes the size of a basketball in the size of a ship, in the sides of the ship, in the skin of the ship. 34 Americans were slaughtered that day, 174 wounded out of a crew of 294. That's an over 70% casualty rate. The USS Liberty, believe it or not, is the most decorated ship in the history of the United States Navy for a single action, and nobody knows about it. Anybody know that fact about the Liberty? Few people. Okay. How could it be that the most decorated ship in the history of the United States Navy for a single action, that nobody knows about it, and there's not one movie made about it, but they put out garbage movies every year, as we know, as we've seen. I don't watch movies, but I know what comes out, the absolute crap that they spew from Hollywood. No offense to anyone from the great state of California. But that's why we're here. We are here to talk to you very briefly. Jack was very gracious to allow us to speak for 15 minutes. I hope we don't go over that. If we do, just, I know there's probably a cane handy that can drag us out of here. Yeah, trapdoor. Great. Excellent. We've seen them all. What I'd like to do is, you folks know about the Liberty, or at least, obviously more than the average person. We just spoke to the ladies and the auxiliary, and I asked them the same question by a show of hands. I think maybe 5 people raised their hands, and this is not meant to impugn anything to them. As Phil always says, it's not anybody's fault for not knowing about the Liberty, because we haven't been allowed to learn about it. Five of the ladies knew about the Liberty. However, all of them felt that it was a World War II ship, which it was, but they didn't know anything about it. So we want to make sure that everybody knows about the Liberty. Phil has a new book out called Erasing the Liberty, and we are selling that book, and we are using all of the proceeds from the sale of the book to put towards a full-length feature film. So we want a movie out there. We want Americans to know about the highest decorated ship in the history of the United States Navy for a single action. And that's our purpose, that's our mission. And we're going around the country talking to people, and as I said, this is a great opportunity because never before in 50 years has the story of the Liberty been presented to such a mainstream, significant audience. This is the first time. And let me just thank my good friend, Walt Kazmarek. I'm sure that most people know Walt. Walt is a beautiful guy, and I had asked Walt about perhaps speaking here, and then Walt introduced me to Neil Van Ness. And Neil, thank you very much, sir, and congratulations on, not yet, yeah. Congratulations on being here. That's what I meant. And of course, Jack, thank you very much, sir, for all of the emails that you put up with from me and the phone calls and allowing us to come here. It really does mean a whole hell of a lot to us. And thank you, gentlemen, for being here and doing what you do. And I salute you and I thank you. And I would like to introduce to you my very close friend and a survivor of the USS Liberty massacre. He saw it all. And he's here to talk to you about what we're trying to do with the book and the movie, Phil Tourney. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you all very much. I appreciate it highly to be one of you heroes. I know all of us have our own stories, our own horror stories, our own memories. And mine isn't just unique. All of yours are unique. And I respect you all for your service to your country and your patriotism. When you come to a group like this to talk about war, I couldn't have picked a better group to speak in front of than you guys, the greatest heroes in America. God bless you, and I salute you for your service and your honor to your country and your representation of the Constitution of the United States, never forgetting that we joined the United States military to protect and honor the Constitution of the United States. Thank you all very much. Now, I'm the former commander of Chapter 592, USS Liberty Memorial Chapter in Cedar Edge, Colorado. And it was taken over by a different group because all the guys that were in that chapter were World War II and Korean guys, 90% of them. Unfortunately, all of them passed off and it dried up. So I'm a member at large now. I don't belong to any group, so I guess I'm with y'all, if that's all right. Thank you. I'd like to tell you that Dave has helped me immensely with this book, and it's just not my book; it's everybody's book. That's why I have so many survivors in this book to tell their own story, because it's just not my story; it's everybody's story. It's America's story. It's your story. When they hid the truth about the USS Liberty, they hid the truth from all of you. When they attacked this American flag, they attacked you, ma'am, everybody in here they attacked. When they attacked that American flag in international waters. I don't care what country did it or why they did it. There's no excuse to murder 34 Americans on the high seas and wound 174 others, including myself. Shoot life rafts that we put over. We only had 3 life rafts left after 5 torpedoes were shot at us. One of them hit the starboard side and instantly blew to bits 25 of America's finest sailors and Marines and National Security Agency people in the world. Help was sent to us off the USS Saratoga, USS America, 2 great ships, and I bet you there's some Saratoga and America people out here right now. And I thank you for coming to our aid, and Captain Tully and Captain Ingen sending help to us was very, very grateful. The only problem is those aircraft were recalled by LBJ when they knew we were under attack. Now, we were overflown by the Zionist state of Israel for over 8 hours that morning, and they knew exactly who they were attacking. They were attacking the American ship, the most sophisticated intelligence gathering ship in the world. Admiral Thomas Moore, former Joint Chiefs of Staff, one of my best friends, he has passed on, and he told me, Phil, and he told this to many, many people, and his story is in this book, The Moore Report, that no one could misidentify that ship. It looked like a giant lobster with all the antenna on it. Now, they took out all of our antenna and our 450 caliber machine guns. Within 2 seconds, they were all gone. Every watertight door on that ship was hit. This attack lasted about as long as the attack on Pearl Harbor. No, I'm not picking on the Jews. No, I'm not picking on anybody. A lot of people think that that's why we do this. We're not doing it for that. We're doing it for America to get the truth out, because you deserve the truth. And we have many, many American Jews that buy this book and support the movie. So it isn't a Jew thing or isn't an American thing against one or the other, because we're all Americans, but we all deserve the truth. That's why I'm here. And this book normally goes with a signature for $100 to go to the movie, to go towards the movie, not to the veterans. We sell it for about what we paid for it, $25. I'll autograph it, do anything you would like. But it goes, all the money goes to the film. And, like I said before, we go to patriots when we try to get things done. And without you guys, this country would be nothing. And I know you all have your own horror stories. I told you that. And my heart goes out to you for that. My son was badly wounded in Afghanistan. And he's out of the military now. They discharged him because he wasn't good enough to go back. So my other son, I can't tell you what he does because I'd get in trouble. But, and I'd get in a lot of trouble because he's special ops and I can't even tell you which one he is. But he serves his country proudly. He knows all about the USS Liberty. But the Constitution of the United States and serving our country means more to him than his life. So this country means more to me than anything. I love this country. I don't hate it. But I'll tell you what, sometimes I despise our leaders. They don't do what we ask them to. When they get into Congress, they stay there and they're do-nothing people. But you guys do something. You're here together, all in fellowship and brothership, love of country, love of fellow man. And as Dave was saying, we got to talk to the ladies first. They were very kind to us. I've used up about all of my time. In fact, I got about 1 minute left. So I'm counting on you patriots, if you would. The book's going to be outside for sale. And go to usslibertymovie.com. USSLibertyMovie.com. That's where our movie trailer is. You can see what we're all about. But this book is the most sophisticated book ever written about the story, the most untold story that's never been told about the USS Liberty. It's still top secret. You can't get anything out of the CIA, NSA, Washington, anybody, your congressman or whatever. I was ordered by Admiral Isaac Kidd personally, if I ever said anything about the USS Liberty. This was 2 days after the ship got attacked. He came aboard our ship. That I would end up in the penitentiary or worse, and everybody knew what worse meant. I never said a word about the USS Liberty for 20 years. I was too afraid to until a story came out in a magazine. I read it. I says, well, if he can talk, he was a Master Chief. I says, well, if Master Chief White can talk, E9, I'm going to start talking. And I haven't shut up since, because it means a lot to me. You know, they say in this country you leave no man behind. Well, they left us behind. I'm sure that plenty of you around here have seen your comrades left behind. It happens. It happens in war. But I'm not leaving these men behind, not until I'm dead. And I give them that oath. And on behalf of the USS Liberty Veterans Association, one of the greatest crews that ever been put together, I thank all of you for giving us the honor of being in front of you, being in your company, and being a fellow Purple Heart member for life. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Commander.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Hang on to your stuff there.
Thank you.
Get over here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. God bless you very much.
It's beautiful.
This means the world to me.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Jesus, man, what a deal.
Shut up.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, my brother, my friend. Thank you for coming.
God bless you.
I'm going to buy a book right now.
Thank you.
Love you. What I can do for you, let me know.
Thank you. Appreciate it.